So basically, we just took his bass guitar, same bass guitar that he recorded his project with. We took that to a dirt bike trail that's right outside of his crib where they ride BMX bikes and dirt bikes and shit through this trail. And we taped up the whole bottom of the bass guitar so it wouldn't get dirty. And we just laid it down in the middle of the floor and, put a camera on a stabilizer and just shoot it for the length of one song. And then I bring that footage home and motion track the entire environment. So that way, you can see position data all throughout the footage. And then I designed a audio reactive visualizer, which is basically like it just reacts to the sound. And then, there's like the artist name, a number counter that counts down the time, name of the song, and then position that onto the body of the bass guitar and make it look like it was in the shot. You know what I mean? Kind of compositing it in there. Some like emulating like augmented reality, like we do with Snapchat filters and shit. You got a little fucking emoji character. You can make it look like it's dancing on your table, make it look like it was meant to be there. It's the same shit, just doing it up with like photorealistic shadows and shit like that to make it look like it's actually part of the environment. Compositing it well is kind of like the trick, making it look like it's in the shot and it sticks to the bass guitar the entire time. Like the whole time I'm moving my camera around, you can see it's flat. You know what I mean? The visualizer sitting over the bass guitar. Then we're gonna just rinse and repeat that for the next 11 singles. Tomorrow we're going out to shoot half of the remaining locations. We're going to 11 different locations to fill out the entire album because he wants to have a whole video playlist for the entire album. So we're just going to do these kinds of visualizers. Each visualizer is going to be in a different location with a little bit difference to the visualizer to kind of keep it fresh. Just do that to fill out his entire playlist for YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I ain't got Twitter, so if you can drop the link in the chat, I can go check it out.
I got you. I'll put it up. Yeah, I got a small media fellowship. We call ourselves Remedy Media. I've been trying to build this up to make this into like an actual like on the radar company, a small media company to try to rival our well, we don't have motion graphic studios out here in Northwest Indiana. To find a motion graphic studio that's anywhere near us, we'd have to go like north, like to like North Chicago, or like in Indiana, we have some
Yeah,
like down
that's
in.
where I'm at. I'm in Chicago.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't have graphic studios out here. There's nothing to rival us, and there's sure as hell ain't no motion graphics, outlets out of the crib, like on a local level. So we kind of got a little edge on that. So building a media fellowship out here and turning it into a company would be to give, Indiana a hub between Chicago and like Lafayette, Indiana, like the college towns and Rensselaer and shit is where you start finding motion graphic studios. So
And
we're
I'm
good
in
for a
Atlanta.
couple hundred miles
And
at least.
I'm in Atlanta, the music capital for now of hip hop.
Absolutely respect. Y'all had the crown for a long fucking time.
yeah. But I think they still got it. Who you think got the crown now?
The South still got it.
Atlanta.
The South still got it. Everybody knows it. They've had it the longest. They've had it longer than the East Coast. They had it longer than the West Coast. You know what I mean? Even though, there's still a lot of prominent shit happening on all sides of the country, but we all know how y'all support each other. We understand all of that shit. Like, you can't deny it when it's there. You know what I mean? You just
Yeah.
gotta have respect for that shit.
Good morning, Claire.
Hello, everyone.
Good morning, Claire.
It sounds like it's tea and crumpets time. How you doing, my dear?
Always time for tea and crumpets, regardless of the time of day. Always time.
No doubt. Good morning. Top of the top.
Yo, I ain't got I ain't got a means of pinning a link up in here.
Uh, shit, I can pin it for you. Just post a link in the chat, then I'll just copy and paste. You know what I mean?
All right, bet 10-4.
Yeah, Black Dave in the building.
Yo, what up? What up?
Well, same shit, still rocking.
I see y'all. That's a beautiful thing. Salute.
All right, I got it up in there. Yo, much respect to everybody up in here that's fucking with this music shit. Most especially if you're progressing this shit. I got respect for everybody that's out there getting it. It's not easy for everybody. It's not easy for anybody. But if you make it look easy, then shit, you got even more cool points for me.
That's what's up. Salute.
Oh, go ahead, light that shit up. Light it up. Give me this shit. Y'all niggas need to stop being stingy, man. Light that shit up.
Yeah, give me a second. Give me a second, bro. I'm checking out the video real quick.
Oh, don't trip, Papa. Don't trip. You all good.
Now, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that's you rapping, bro.
On the third verse, yeah. I only do the motion graphics and motion design to bolster my hip hop crew because, you know, we a lot of us in hip hop shoot our own videos and stuff like that. But, you know, shooting videos is easy, man, and editing videos is easy, but the buck kind of stops there with most people that furnish their own videos in house or might have a video team to go to. I don't see video crews anywhere in this country that is actively you know animating and doing real world animation like that video is just like a piece of like what we can do with real world animation. We're trying to get away from all the shit that we usually do, where things are just done graphics with computer generated imagery, and I'm trying to transition over to doing things more in compositing motion graphics into real world environments. So that's kind of just like that's like my first crack at doing like real world based animation. I do 3D modeling. I know everything there is to know about green and blue screen principles, direction of photography and all of that. That's it's all just to make our hip hop brand better. I made a media subsidiary to just to bolster our hip hop brand. I don't really do motion graphics for hire or anything like that. I don't necessarily advertise myself, as one for hire.
I advertise as a motion graphics artist, not because I want to work for people. I do work with people, but um, I choose who I want to work with instead of people choosing me to work for them. You know what I mean? Then it's, it's more it's a more feasible relationship to establish with people, man. 'Cause I don't want people to think that I like work for them, and that's because I honestly don't have the time to take on projects from people for hire. Because my media fellowship all shoots videos, but none of them are actively editing, and none of them are actively doing motion graphics or any of that. So when I get a lot of people to ask me to do projects for them, I mostly turn them down because I don't have proximity to these people physically in real life, for one, and then two, I just can't take the workload. If I do that and take projects from everybody because I need their money, then I would be like a lot of these alley mechanics around the country that just take on a bunch of cars and take more cars and take more cars and can't even handle the work. And they know that they're weeks behind on work, and they'll still they'll still keep taking cars. Auto repair people and home repair people are like the same walk of life. They'll take way more work than they can handle, and I don't want to be the one to be like that. You know what I mean? Don't want to be swamped in other people's work, and having bad turnaround times and shit like that for people. I don't want that kind of reputation out there.
Yeah, we definitely got a couple people in the room that rap though. Maybe y'all can link up, bro, and do some shit, man. That'd be dope.
Yeah, I mean, I could always help, in other ways, maybe not necessarily shooting music videos, it depends, you know what I mean? Like I'm real active in doing like dope lyric based videos and shit like that, with like typography, kinetic typography, and animating words and making words reveal themselves and shit like that in really creative ways. I do stuff like that, or like visualizers are easier to do. For the few artists that I have worked with, I do video projects that are more feasible to do. That doesn't require doing an official music video. I just don't do official music videos for anybody really. You know what I mean? People don't have treatments that are actually feasible. When they see me and they see like, oh, you're a motion graphics, oh, you do animation. All right, so I'm gonna need like, I got this, like I want a cartoon, and I want to, like, or I want like a fist fucking breaking through the ground and flying through the air. You know what I mean? They always give me like shit that's like bananas. Like, it's like, yo, if I could do that, you ain't gonna pay for that. You know what I mean? These niggas come with like some crazy shit that like a Hollywood studio would need to do. And if some of the ideas that they give me, if they were something that I could bolster and execute on, it's like, man, y'all ain't gonna want to pay what that kind of project is worth. The way I figure out what the value of my projects are worth is every project that I get done, what I do is I hit up a list that I have. I got a small database of motion graphic studios all around in like a 400-mile radius from where I live at. I'll send my projects and I'll tell people that I have a video guy that created this project. I'll send them all the assets, all the video assets, all the illustrations or whatever vector files that went into that project, and then send them the final result. And I'll be like, hey, man, I think this dude overcharged me for this project, but I'm curious to see what your team would do this project for. Here's all the assets. Based on those assets and the final output, how much would it cost for you to create that project? And just wait for the quotes to come in. Once I get all my quotes, and I turn that and I show it to the people that come to me that really, really want me to do projects for them. And it's like, here's what you're looking at, what you would have paid for this project I did through these 10 motion graphic studios. Here's the quotes. The cheapest quote you got here is 25,000. You know what I mean? And then, that way they kind of know what they're looking at on the union scale level, what it would cost for, cats inside of motion graphic studios that are trying to pay their $100,000 tuition for the Arts Institute that they learned their motion graphics at. I didn't go to school for any of this shit. I taught myself everything from cinematography to film theory to motion graphics, modeling, all that shit. We do all of our promos in house. We do all of our marketing in house. We do video flyers. Nobody's doing video flyers to promote their events. and we don't just do them for us. Like we include all of the artists when we book a show. We include all of the artists. Like I get all of our artists and get all of their imagery, hook it all up in Photoshop. We could easily be making our promos for ourselves, just do call to actions to come see us, but we make it about the venue. We get the venue logos, we get everybody's logos that's performing for the night, vendors that might have imagery or stuff that they want to promote in these flyers and make it inclusive. That way, by the time I get to the show, I already got rapport with the artist before I even walk into the show. I got rapport with the venue before I even walk into the show. I got rapport with all the vendors that's at the venue before I even walk into the show. I meet most of these people for the first time, and the first time they tell me is, "Oh, I saw that video plugger or that video promo." And by that time, I'm already to do business with the venue that I'm working with. Most people can make money at the door, but there ain't an MC out here in this country that I've ever met, that I've spoken to, that could tell me that they get a piece of the bar too at the end of the night. That's what I do. I leverage all of that marketing and all of that hook spot we put into our event promos, and I leverage that against the venue that I'm going to work for the night, by way of bringing my support system through. If I bring through 50 to 75 people in rotation, the people that I bring there, they don't leave after we get off the stage. They'll stay for the whole set. And then after the set is over, they're gonna stay at that club or that bar or that, that venue. They're gonna stay and put money in the bar and put tips in the tip cup. So if I'm bringing in a bunch of cash here, then I'm doing this level of marketing that no other artists are gonna do. Then I want to talk to the owner about getting a piece of the bar. So what I do, I establish a low threshold. I'll say, like, at $1,000, I want to be able to audit your books. And then after $1,000, I want 15% of your bar. And then it becomes, a negotiation thing. Sometimes they want a higher threshold. They'll be like, well, let's do a $3,000 threshold and we'll do 10% or 7%.
How
We'll do
many
a little
how many
little light
bars?
negotiation, and we'll make what we make at the door, plus we get a piece of the bar, plus whatever we sell in merch.
How many bars you? How many bars and venues go for that though? Like,
Every one
is
of them. I've
every
I've
one of them?
100% of the time been able to negotiate a piece of the bar. It's just a matter of the threshold.
I got a couple of questions after y'all land. I don't want to interrupt.
Go ahead, answer them motherfuckers.
Um, hold on, hold on. I want to know if because I record my own videos. I want to know, can you edit that? I do the work on my end. Well, are you able to edit that?
Yeah, I could edit video. Yeah, I mean, like I could work one on one with somebody, over by phone or video chat or whatever. Like editing video is not a problem. It's post production after editing video that becomes kind of shaky, because people usually want more than that when they know, the problem that I have is when people come to me and be like, well, I don't need a video with a whole bunch of bells and whistles. And I'll be like, well, I can't work with you because I don't know what that means. Like, I don't really know how to do, like they want they want minimalist work. It's like,
But
well,
hold
you
on,
could
hold
go
on.
to the rest of the video outfits out here if you want minimalist work. That's what everybody does where I come from. They do
Hold up.
basic shit. But
Again,
if you want amazing, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to create amazing and nothing else. You could go get traca from all the rest of these cats that shoot video with their DSLR cameras or whatever. Like, that's not what I do. I don't dummy down my work for sake of making it easier on their bottom line. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you go to them for that. You come to us for the amazing.
Oh, I'm looking for amazing. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm looking for amazing. I'm not looking for the minimum because I got a video that's actually got posted in the chat a few times. That is a minimum video. I could have did that on my phone. You know,
Gotcha.
but what he's saying too though is that that amazing gonna cost you some bread. You
I'm
get what
with
I'm saying?
that though. I'm with
Okay.
that. I understood what he was saying. You gotta pay the cost for the work. That stuff is not easy. and it takes a lot of time. So yeah,
Hey, for
Yeah,
your
it's
Jen,
it
for
just
your
let me know
business.
what you want to do. If you want to do something, just hit me on the back end. I'll throw you my phone number and we could, chat it up and see exactly what you're trying to get as far as the end result. And then I can tell you based on all the shit that I'm doing here, because I do a lot of shit. Um, if I have the time and I can squeeze you in and it's not a detriment to what I'm already doing, then I'll fuck with you absolutely. I'm not trying to rate people either, man. I'm not trying to like the my model of how I charge people is since I don't do this for hire anyway. What I do is usually when I work with people, I let them tell me what their final product is worth. I'm not trying to give you a price that's feasible for me, and I'm trying to guess what's in your pocket. You know what your budget is, you know what I mean? So you tell me what your work is worth. We either could establish that number before I get started, or in most cases, we establish that number after I get started. I've not had anybody shoot me a perceived value of their final product that that didn't meet my expectations as far as what I thought would be a fair price. I never had nobody try to lowball me or undershoot, what I think it's worth. I'm not telling them what I want for it. I just tell them what they think it's worth. If you fucked up, if you're fucked up financially and you're working on a budget, and I know that, and and you're honest and sincere about that, then let's figure out a way, where I at least feel like I'm not, wasting my time, because a lot of us, we can finesse shit in the studio, but man, there's a good majority of us that's not taking it anywhere outside of just recording joints and putting them in distribution for stream purposes. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't really protect the integrity of our purpose. You know what I mean? We want to work with people that are also amazing and are self-helpers and self-pushers, and they're a little more unorthodox than most artistry you come across. Those are the kind of artists I prefer to work with. I don't want to work with like lazy artists and artists that, you know, not necessarily, it's not about web presence so much. I see people that have low web presence and meager numbers in following and shit like that. I mean, you could consider us part of that equation too. Like our media fellowship, we only got 88 subscribers on our YouTube channel. Our views are meager, but I mean, we haven't actively promoted that YouTube channel. We just kind of let it do what it do. We'll just give it a little word of mouth. We don't really share too much online, and just, let's see what the organic is going to do with all this algorithm shit out there. Let's see how organic we can get some outreach in face of all these algorithms, without like spamming the fuck out of this, Blade of Assassins music video. You know what I mean? With this EP project that we're doing and going into film and all that, that's where we're really going to see any jumps in numbers, like real jumps in numbers, because it'll be mounted more on just completely reinventing our hip hop brand and evolving the culture. That's where, numbers and conversions game and all that is going to mean something to me in this environment where we're kind of, what I think is a little stagnant and stale in our own respect. I don't really care about that as much as I care about working one on one with people and establishing relationships that are more meaningful over, a following, an account. I don't care about that shit. Like, if I know you're hungry and you're different and you got a wave of support behind you because you know how to mount a community, I'm fucking with you all day. But yeah, we circumvent everything, man. We do our custom. I do my custom thumbnails myself. I don't do illustrations or anything like that. I got a video that I did for David McRaney. That's on my you on my that's on YouTube as well. It's a book trailer called "You're Not So Smart" by David McRaney. Um, I did this promo for him 11 years ago when I was working for a different media company before I went independent. Um, they asked me to do a typography video, but all of the illustrations and stuff like that, like, when this guy gives me the voiceover work, their people expected me to create graphics and shit that actually complement nearly every word he's saying. They wanted a mix of words, revealing the words of the words that he's saying, like captions in a way, animate that with all these illustrations that back up what he's talking about. All of those illustrations, I don't know how to make illustrations like that. I'm not an illustrator. I go to my graphic artist that fucks with Adobe Illustrator like nobody's business, and I'm like, yo, I need a clock, I need a head of lettuce, I need, because he's talking about all this different stuff. I need a guide, I need an illustration of a guy that looks like he's in a position to do push-ups, because the dude brings up push-ups in this video. Like, I'll tell him all the illustrations he needs. He'll send me a vector file with all of those illustrations in one workspace, and then I can, just copy and paste them, from Adobe Illustrator over to my After Effects rig, and then, I can bring all of those illustrations into, all of this kinetic typography that's animating itself. So that's the part. In a lot of cases, if somebody comes to me and is like, yo, I need an animated intro, I need this logo, I want my logo extruded and 3D modeled, I want it stylized like this, I want it with a gunmetal finish, I want dope bevels and scoops and shit, like, they already have stylization ideas and shit to go with it. It's like, all right, you know that stuff is feasible. Logo intros, title work and stuff like that. Um, and like doing like motion, doing sound design, like custom sound design and stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff that people want. But usually when somebody comes and doesn't have a vector file for their logo or whatever, you know what I mean? Usually then in that case, I have to funnel all that work to my graphic artist. He's got to eat first. And the majority of the projects that we do, if we do work for other people, like we do a lot of work for restaurants and stuff like that in the region, um, when they need work done, it's usually he got to eat first before I could repurpose his work to do what I was supposed to do originally to begin with. So he usually got to eat first before I could eat for the majority of the projects that we do. Is he's got to do all the illustration work first before I can repurpose those illustrations for motion design sake.
No, yeah, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up. You got for your business and shit. You got your LLC and the paperwork, all that shit, right?
Yeah, actually, we're kind of like reconsolidating what we're doing. We created this parent entity called Remedy Collective. We are filing for IP protection for it after we incorporate it. I'm not worried so much about trademarking it in the here and now, as much as I am is just getting it incorporated so we could get on some of these tax perks. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna own cars and be like, me and my girl, I'm smoking, like, I don't want to own cars no more, right? So I hate when my cars break down. I got to find these alley mechanics and shit because I don't want to go to a pro shop that's gonna probably fuck my car up and charge me a bunch of money. So I'd rather not own a car anymore and just start leasing them. Kind of do it like the rich people do. It makes more sense to me. They had me when they told me, when you get a lease vehicle, you don't have to fix that vehicle. Don't give a fuck what breaks down on it. You just give it back to the dealer. If they're holding it for more than a day, they'll stick you in a rental. And I'm like, okay, that's all you needed to tell me. I'll pay that monthly fee for the rest of my life if it means I never have to talk to another auto mechanic for the rest of my life. So they had me at that. But if you incorporate yourself and you got an LLC and you lease a vehicle, you write off every penny of the gas, every penny of it. You can use that. You could use your LLC and leverage that against your lease vehicle as your vehicle that you do business with. As long as you're incorporated and you go get that lease vehicle, run that lease vehicle under your LLC or your sole proprietorship or your incorporation or whatever you got, and write off all of that gas. And then on top of that, depending on what state you are, is going to dictate what kind of percentage of the actual monthly that you pay for that lease. You could write off a chunk of that monthly as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, we do a business class every Sunday here, bro. So shit, yeah, we on top of all that shit. LLC. Uh, I'm in the process of right now of getting my trust going. trust started and shit. And so yeah, we be on top of all that shit in here, bro.
That's great, man. I kind of sense that energy that there's some smart people in this room.
Yeah, everybody not here right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's late night, motherfuckers asleep, but they'll be up in the morning though, bro. If you want to slide back and you know add to the conversation, bro, that'd be dope.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm
You
with it.
you came to the
We want
right
to take
room, and
this.
we trying to build with everybody that's trying to build with us. So you're more
Hey,
than
yo,
welcome.
folks.
Definitely slide through the Sunday class, man. It start what time it start again? 9, 10?
10, 10, 9. It depends on what time zone you in.
Yeah,
So for
definitely check
him,
that out. But it's 10,
so
10,
for
10 Eastern time.
yeah, so for him that'd be 9. But he
Hey,
probably
yo,
be
folks should be pulling up in the next 30, 45 minutes, though.
who?
I said the homie should be pulling up in the next 30, 45 minutes.
Oh yeah, yeah, that'd be here in a minute. Yeah,
Fuck, man, I forget it's Sunday right now. I keep thinking it's fucking Friday night for some reason. It's Saturday night going into Sunday. Shit. It's
yeah,
funny to leave when like it ain't
that
shit.
that's that gelato and shit you smoking
I know,
on.
right? I'm stuck
Yeah,
on
yeah.
stupid. Yeah, so the Remedy Collective is like an umbrella parent company to like we already have our music publishing, so we've already rebranded our publishing over to Remedy Music Publishing. We're relaunching our 24/7 radio outlet. I was already doing 24/7 just music, no talking shows, no breaks or nothing. The only time we did breaks was for to advertise our own personal projects or like our people stuff. Like, we got friends that have like a bakery, a barber shop, stuff like that. We got a few friends that do, print, print house needs and stuff like that. Some people do, clothing distribution and shit like that. Whatever, like whatever shit that we actively support, I would make audio ads myself on their behalf without even asking them. I would just create my own commercials for them, plug their shit in, and right back into music. The purpose of it was more for promoting quality control music on a local level anywhere I could get it from. If I got friends in Vegas that got somebody that's like, no, this nigga is undeniable. You have to play this. Because it's like, I'm not playing no fucking traca. Don't give me no traca because you got radio, commercial radio for all of that shit. You'll send me some shit. I don't give a fuck what it is. If you're in a rock band and your name is Lisa and the Dirty Dishes, but you're fucking dope, I'm playing your shit. If you're an MC or you're a rapper and you're just unorthodox and your music is bananas and it's undeniable, I'm playing that shit. But my thing was I want to play like some Biggie and some Pac and some some Busy Bone or some shit like that, like the shit that I like that's in my hard drive. Like, you want to play some of your personal collection too, but I want this ratio to be more, more than half of the programming to be geared towards, artistry that may not have as much visibility or just need some extra bolstering on top of whatever support and visibility they already got going for themselves. You know what I mean? Um, and make that a 24/7 platform. The problem was I just didn't want to pay for the licensing. You have to pay a monthly premium to get on Radionomy, and at the time I was able to talk to a PR rep that works on the back channels through Radionomy. They're based in France, so it take a long time to get a hold of somebody and that's an administrator for that damn company because they're in Europe. But what we did was we were able to negotiate not paying, waiving the fee for the licensing in exchange for a few minutes of our hourly broadcast time. So it's like, how about you guys got shit to plug, right? You guys got audio, shit, for sponsored support that sponsors Radionomy. How about if you guys run those ads over our broadcast? I'll give you guys 4 minutes of my 1 hour. So I get 56 minutes, you get four. That's a long ass time to run as many ads as you want under those 4 minutes. So I'll give you the last 4 minutes of my hour in exchange for not, you guys waive the fee for whatever mechanical licensing, because they're registered under Sound Exchange. Sound Exchange is in charge of collecting your royalties if you have your music played on terrestrial radio, right? Like terrestrial radio is the kind of radio like your AM and FM or your XM. What you hear is what you get. You can't interact with that. You can't control that music. You know, iHeart and Pandora and platforms like that, that's interactive radio. You could skip music. You could kind of tailor your playlist and shit like that to what you like. That's interactive radio. Sound Exchange don't collect your royalties for what comes in through interactive radio. Terrestrial radio platforms like Radionomy, they have they have to report. Every terrestrial radio platform has to report on a quarterly to Sound Exchange, and their reports has to remain in compliance with Sound Exchange policy. So Radionomy, every quarter I get a quarterly report from Sound Exchange that tells me their newest quarter of radio stations that are terrestrial based that are in compliance with, you know, with them. So Radionomy, as long as they were always on there, then I knew I could, you know, I could run this model of, you know, allocating 4 minutes of our broadcast time to them in exchange for covering that licensing. So then when I hit up all my homies that got art, you know, they got songs and they're artists and shit like that, usually them cats is working a circuit of just getting specific songs played, right? They got a few singles that are hot, and they got, you know, maybe a few DJ friends or some college radio homies that's playing their shit. But for me, it's like, nigga, but you got 3 albums. Give me all 3 of your records. Give me all 3 of them minus the skits. All of these songs are gonna see the light of day. And if you got publishing coming already for, you know, for this whole record or your whole discography, then nigga, you only focusing on getting a few songs played. Give me all your shit and I'll play all your songs. All your shit will see the light of day. You're not getting your shit played anywhere else. I'll play all your shit. That way you see some kind of royalties coming in for everything. I could guarantee in a 2 month playlist, a 2 month span of a playlist, I'll come in with 2 weeks left before my next playlist ends, and I'll front load it with about 2 3 months worth of music to cover me for the next 2 to 3 months of broadcast time. And then, you know, I can guarantee like from February 17th till May 28th, your whole discography is going to see the light of day and is going to get one play, and I can even tell you the exact times everything's going to get played. Like really provide these cats value, you know what I mean? And keep it on the up, like show them the paperwork. You know what I mean? Show them like why it's important, you know, that I know your royalties are going to be collected by your performing rights organization from Sound Exchange, like they're supposed to. That way they already know it's on the up. I don't have to prove myself, but I go the extra distance and show them the paperwork. Show it to them before they even give me the music so that they know, like, damn, hell yeah. Like, this nigga came to me about this. You know what I mean? Really provide these cats value.
Just
So
1 second. Sorry. Does anybody know when this room started? Because this is usually the time they start a new room. Just making sure it's not gonna get lost.
Yeah, I think they started this one last night because I think Kareem had a problem with
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. I didn't want the replay to get lost.
Hmm.
yeah, once we get this Remedy Radio back up, you know, I'll be uh I'll be looking for y'all. See what y'all got for me to play.
Yeah, you know we gonna be right in here, bro. Like I
Hell
say,
yeah.
we got a lot of rappers in this bitch too, bro. Straight up. Uh, one person
That'll be
that be
great.
in here, one person that be in here, he did songs with fucking Cash Out, Young Thug. You know what I'm saying? Like we got some people in this bitch. We got DJ Smackaho. You know, he got a lot of songs and shit. Yeah, some rappers in this motherfucker, bro.
That's great, man. Cause
You got MVP. He do a lot of songs.
MVP. I was gonna say MVP got some good hits too.
that's what I'm talking
Shit,
about.
I forgot.
And
My little brother right
and your
there, he
boy,
got some hits.
shit, keep it all the way 100. Springfield got some old tracks, but them shit sound fire.
If it's good, I want to play it. I figure, the more that I got from the local scene, if it makes it hard for me to play some Nas and some Pac and some Biggie, and all I got is a whole playlist full of good quality artists that are not from my typical hard drive collection, then the better for everybody. That's the whole point. I'd rather play y'all shit than the shit I would like to play just to hear nostalgia. You know what I mean?
Hey, Jen, go when you get a chance. Type in DJ Smack a Hole. Check me out on Reverb Nation. That's a whole bunch of old shit. That ain't the new shit that I'm rocking, but just so you can get a feel of how I'm rolling.
I'm looking right now.
I got a track on there called, that's the first track. First track
H
is
O
Southside.
H O or HOE?
DJ dot Smacker HOE. It's all one word. Reverb Nation.
Type it in the chat for other people too, if you can, DJ.
I got you.
Yeah, send me your video church too.
All right. The Southside joint is dope.
Oh, you listening to it now? I'm gonna put church in the chat.
I know my eyes are low as fuck, but I'm not tired. This motherfucker can't keep my motherfucking eyes like I need toothpicks on my shit.
I just dropped the video chat search in the chat.
Okay.
So when you click on it, it's gonna bring you to Facebook. But then just tap that bitch and it's gonna bring you to YouTube, and then you can see the video.
Oh shit.
I also got I also got tracks from my nephew on Royalty and my other nephew on Lido. I got a squad and my little brother Lil Juke.
Okay, I like this. I like this because it's just like real shit spitting. You know what I mean? Like I like this. I like the sword shit too. That's dope.
Yeah, I got another one that's really dangerous. That's the one that cuts niggas down every fucking time. It's called Fuck That.
Where are
That's
you
when
at?
I really get
Where are you at?
fuck
You in
that.
Atlanta?
Yeah.
Okay, this is different for Atlanta. I know there's some spitters in Atlanta too. You know what I mean? And they don't always they don't always showcase they shit enough for visibility, man. But there's some good spitters, man. I like what you're doing on here, dude.
He from
I appreciate it.
Springfield. He
But
from Springfield,
I'm originally
Massachusetts.
from I'm from Springfield, Massachusetts. I just been down here
Mm.
for 13 years.
I got a few friends from Watertown and Cambridge.
That's what's up.
Yeah, they used to be in Who's Revolution with us. They were going to Columbia College in Chicago while they were students. They joined the fellowship, but we decided it was better to to part ways because the distance became kind of like a hindrance to progressing with them like as official crew members. So we used to be like 11 people in this crew, but it was like a mix. It was like a hodgepodge of motherfuckers. Some niggas wrote rhymes, and other niggas wrote rhymes and made beats, and the other nigga, was a breaker and made beats, and this nigga only made beats, and this dude was a breaker and a graph, and he didn't even make anything music. It was just a hodgepodge of motherfuckers that didn't want it as much as we wanted it. At least the three of us that are that mainstayed this out the longest.
But yo,
That's dope.
that
I like it.
that Reverb Nation page, there's like
Yeah.
fucking 10 songs on that bitch.
Yeah, yeah, I see your catalog on here.
Yeah, it's like 10 songs on that bitch. That's the shit that I recorded when I first got here and when I had the studio in my crib and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I used to do shows like at least 2, 3 shows every week when I first got here. That's when I had the group. But now I just do solo shit now. Sometimes I might collaborate with my nephews, a couple of my nephews and shit, but mainly I do solo shit now because it's hard to depend on other people, you know.
I feel that. I completely understand that. Yeah, I mean, we used to subscribe to this model that power in numbers is a good thing, and that can be. I guess it depends on who's at the head of that power and in numbers, but that doesn't always work out too hot for me. Working with fewer has actually been more for us.
Right. Because, somebody always got something going on, or whatever the
Facts.
case may be. But you know, when you make your plans, you know what you about to do. So you know, I mean, it's good to collaborate here and there, but as far as depending on that person to make it happen, I wouldn't recommend it. I done did it too many times, and it never works out for me.
Way agree. Yeah, didn't work out too hot for me either. Oh, I get it. Yep. Gotta be smart, man. That's great. I followed you on I followed you on Facebook. I sent you a friend request. I'm gonna subscribe to your channel from my personal YouTube account and my media YouTube account. That way, because I'm usually on either of the two. You know, if you drop something, it'll catch me one way or the other.
Right. I already have followed you when I heard you talking. Before I even started talking, I followed you. Well, not before. Right when I heard you start talking, I followed you.
I hear Whitehead.
But I'm gonna go ahead and check my Facebook and accept that friend request and all that. Yeah. Subscribe to my YouTube channel too. That'll be what's up, and I'll subscribe to yours back.
Yeah, I'll sub you from two channels. I got our media channel, Remedy Media, and I'm just gonna give you a sub for my Gen Ops channel. I don't upload video to my Gen Ops channel. I upload everything to our media channel. But I'll sub you there too because I'm either on one of the two, and I'll get notice from either one of the two. If I miss you on one, it'll catch me on the other.
All right, that's cool. I just accepted you on Facebook.
That's one. Switch accounts.
Man, this app's so perfect for fucking connecting though, bro.
Yeah, it's
Man, I say the
great for
one thing
networking.
this motherfucker's missing, the only thing that these audio platforms is missing that would make it the best shit ever is because this is why I hate that they killed Periscope. Yo, Periscope is like my favorite fucking social media experience of all time. Only because they had that geographic map. They had that geographic map on Periscope where you could see anybody in the world live right now and you can find people by geo. You know what I mean? Instead of, on a feed or, up in a header somewhere, you know what I mean? Like on a geo map, bro, bro, they had people on Periscope in Iran. They had people in places I didn't even know existed. I didn't know there was an island called Malta, like out there in the Mediterranean. Like there was mad people on the Malta island, fucking all over Periscope. Where you can meet people easy. Like I made friends with a lot of people from around the world. I met exclusively there. Yo, if these audio platforms had a means of finding people's rooms on a geographic map, come on, man, this would be on a sick one. It would be on a straight sick one up in here.
I mean, I mean, yeah, but I think it'd be a lot of extra shit going on when you could see exactly where somebody at. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like I be seeing rooms with a bunch of like African people in them and shit, and you know what I mean? Like you can connect real fast on this motherfucker, bro.
There's, hang on a second.
Stu, what's the deal?
Jen, are you there?
What happened? You ain't cooking no more?
No, he's still cooking. He said, "Hold on for a second."
Oh, okay, all right. Probably ain't hear it. I was talking to Moy.
My fault, I've been talking too much.
No, you ain't never too much talking. That's what we go here to do. How your day went?
Oh, my day's going good. I'm running late. I'm just about to get washed and dressed and meet my mum and her oldest friend. We're going out for lunch today.
Oh yeah, what it is? It is like 12 over there now, right?
Yeah, 20 past 12.
You ever looked into that thing they told you to order the other night? And you was like, nah. You said, fuck that shit, huh?
Well, for me, oh, God,
Be
I'm
be
not going
honest.
there.
Be honest with me.
I've always been honest. For me, that should be with two people.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
But I'm not going there with that conversation. I think I said more than enough the other night.
I hear you. I hear you.
I think I said more than enough. I mean, I'm not looking for sympathy or for anybody to do anything, but if you ask a question, you'll get the answer. If I'm willing to give it, you'll get an honest answer. As I said, I'm not looking for anybody to solve the situation. That's down to me if I choose to do so.
Yeah, it's a little past that hour anyway.
Just a lot.
Oh no, for some reason, every time I see her, every time she pop in a room, that's the only thing I think about now. Is like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It was pretty funny.
it was funny, right?
Okay. Well, I'm glad to have amused you.
No, no, not the situation. Just the time that you popped in, and
It was a it was a definitely like a very intimate night. Intimate and
Yep.
entertaining. Only on Clubhouse.
Yeah, I have to admit, I'm not sure I'd have that sort of conversation with someone face to face.
Yeah, probably not.
any new news over there though? overseas with the with the new king and everything? Any new news with that?
No, no, not really. Same old, same old. Another Prime Minister who's just issued another budget. It's the King's birthday tomorrow. We're getting a bank holiday for his coronation next year. Nothing dramatic.
We going through all this voting and shit over here. Shit is pointless to me if you ask me.
Yeah, but they've been running news reports on it here about the midterm elections. Yeah.
What some of them news portions what they've been saying?
Oh, just that it looked like Biden was going to be a lame duck president if the votes went the way that they expected to, and they didn't, and some of them were too close to call, and that sort of thing, really.
Do y'all got different parties over there like we got Democrat and Republican?
Yeah, we've got the two main ones are Labour and the Conservatives, often referred to as the Tories. And then a number of others, much smaller parties. So there are the Liberal Democrats, the Green Party, people who run as independents, all sorts like yourselves. But yeah, two main ones.
Wait. So you mentioned colors. So the two main ones got it's like red and blue too?
Yep.
Wow, that's crazy. So it's basically like the same shit. The red and the blue.
My bad. I had to take care of something. I'm up in here though. But yeah, man, good shit.
You heard this song, Fuck That?
No, is it up in there? Is it up in the nest?
I think he said it was in there.
I think the video you pinned, the Blade of Assassins video is still pinned up there. Could you pin it up on top?
Yeah, hold on.
Appreciate it.
Hey, fuck that is in there.
In Reverb Nation?
Yeah, fuck that is in there. Let me see if I can drop the link. Fuck it.
No, I'm pulling it up now.
Any nigga that come for me after I spit that shit right there is dead. That shit murders niggas.
What's your what's your name on the YouTube page?
Oh yeah, I would
Um,
play this shit. I would definitely play this.
my name is my real name. but it's DJ Smackahoff. If you type in that shit, you'll see me with. That's when I got the Timberland outfit. I'm in full Timberland gear when I first showed up on Clubhouse. You remember?
Just are you a DJ too, or is this just part of your name?
It's just part of my name. I don't really scratch records and none of that. It's just part of the name.
Gotcha.
But if you check my Facebook and you go to church, it'll bring you straight to my YouTube page. The video that I'm talking about. It's called Churches, in case you didn't know. It'll bring you straight to my YouTube page. That's the only way to play anyway, through the YouTube.
I like the delivery on this. I don't like doing comparisons much, man, but just got like a dope pop, Pac, like some Tupac, like Outlaws type, ebb and flow. I'm fucking with this.
Which
This
one
is
are you
dope.
talking about?
Just fuck that. Just fuck that joint that I'm listening to.
Oh, I got the link to the church video. I'm gonna put it at the top now.
Jen,
What you say, Miss Claire?
I was asking if Jen was there.
Oh yeah, he right there.
Yeah, but he's not answering me.
Jen, she talking to you, Jen.
Holy fuck, bro. The corn bars was crazy. Shit.
Oh, you
My
like
bad.
that shit, huh? You like
I'm
how I broke
listening to
that
this
shit
shit.
down?
The fucking corn rhymes was on yo, the Maltese was on a sick one. I'm fucking with it. Oh yeah. Nigga, this is rewindable shit. This is
You
rewindable shit. This is
you
shit
heard
a motherfucker could listen to 100 times and it'll still hit
you
you.
heard you heard me, Jen?
What would say that again? What about the
Mi-
corn rhyme?
no, Miss Claire was talking to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I had a song playing on the other end. Hello.
Hello, Jen. I was just going to ask. I can see in your profile that you've been into the Straight No Chaser room a couple of times.
I've been into the what again?
The Straight No Chaser room.
I'm not sure it's translating. I don't know. I'm not sure what you're saying.
Oh,
In the
okay.
Clubhouse room, I guess it's called Straight No Chaser.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
you've been talking about rappers.
Yes, absolutely.
I just wondered what you thought of it. What you
Yeah.
thought of the room.
Oh, the room's dope. I haven't been in a bad room up in here yet. I've only been on Clubhouse for like a couple months, like actively.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Just
have a.
looking for some feedback.
Yeah, is that you?
Uh, from time to time, I consider Straight No Chaser my original home, but
Oh, cool.
as you've probably guessed, I'm an English white woman, I'm middle aged, and I have to admit I don't know that much about rap. And because I've had COVID recently, I haven't been around so much, but I just saw it in your profile and wondered what you thought. That was all.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. It's nice to meet you. I don't know if I caught you when I was in that room. Like I'm being more active on here. A friend of mine onboarded me on here to Clubhouse because he wanted me to meet some DJ friends of his. He's like working on a really dope NFT. I hear he's making his rounds around Clubhouse, and I talked to some people about Brian Bailly. There's a lot of people that know this technology he's developing for music NFTs. It's on a sick one. Like he's he's building out like the equivalent of this. What the fuck did they call that damn thing? It's on the tip of my tongue that Kanye West put out. Where you could like remix his music with this handheld device. You know what I mean? It had like uh, like you could run your fingers on it and remix his songs and shit like that. What
Okay.
was that thing called?
STEM
Wow.
player.
The stem player. There you go. Yeah, that Brian's developing the equivalent of that, but in form of an NFT where you could spit out your loops. You could take all of your stems from your beat or your song or whatever, acapellas, all of the individual stems and layers of your beat, and do looping functioning in the NFT, and then export out whatever you loop within the NFT. You could export it out directly out of the NFT. It's on a sick one. It's unlike it.
Sounds good. Have to admit, I don't know much about it, but it sounds good.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it's definitely like it's like a thing that DJs and producers gravitate to more than anything. But some people find music how they find it, and they want to make music and shit. I got a nephew that's like 14, was never into making beats or anything like that. He just started fucking with one of his homeboys, editors or whatever, and now it found him out of nowhere. He just hit me up out of nowhere. He's like, "Hey, what you think of this beat?" I was like, "Nigga, you making beats?" I was like, "Dope."
Mhm. No fear at that age. They just go for it.
Absolutely. God bless them. God bless the kids. So, about what time is it that you guys kick your business? The business lingo. I think you said it was on a Sunday, right?
Yeah, 9 your time.
Are you adminning this particular room here?
No, I'm just here. I'm just here
Yeah,
for
this is not typically the time that most of the club is up.
Okay, so
We're
all of
just
y'all are
the
on
late
a
night
sick one
people.
tonight, huh? Yeah. Okay.
What's good, my brother?
Hola, hola, hey.
Said
That's one
something
of the
about it.
OGs.
What up? What up?
You was asking about one of the administrators of the group.
Yes, sir.
You talking to one of them. What's up, my brother?
What's up, C.M.B? Yeah, man. I was trying to figure out like who's running the show up in here because I didn't know if the business platform was happening here too, or if does it happen in a separate in a separate room? Or
Yeah, we opening up a new room at 9, but see, I'm not sure how we gonna do it today because we doing some inside investing with the group. So we gonna
yeah.
try to block some people out because some people just like to ear hustle and take your ideas, type of shit. So
Are we
um
doing that? We doing that today?
yeah, because I think we moving on from getting the brand DMB numbers and going from there.
Going to the next step.
Yeah,
Okay.
but we'll see when Chico get up, see what he talking about. Because
That's
I
what's
think he might be on the road too.
Morning, Stu.
How you
They said your
doing,
boy
Miss Love? You say free? My bad.
Your boy shared the room this morning.
I got a screenshot of him.
That's weird.
Yeah, he a weird ass nigga.
Is he trying to say he misses it?
He been said that once he stopped coming on Clubhouse.
His original page was deleted. Then
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
I said his original page was deleted or something, or banned.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's from because I know that the last room I seen they posted was uh fuck Takeoff and all this kind of shit. So I mean, that's what he does to get people to his room.
He's fucking mentally ill.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about posted. How about I give you all a giggle? I don't think I've told you this story.
How you doing, Miss Claire?
I'm doing good, thank you, Stu. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, thank you. Good to hear your voice.
Thank you. Okay, I can't remember if I've told you this silly story. Have I told you this story about me and my cock up of admin powers?
I
You
haven't
and your
heard it,
what? I'm
so
sorry.
My cock up of admin powers.
cock up.
Fuck up, mess up.
Oh, oh.
Oh, all
No
right.
man.
Okay, all right. New to Clubhouse, rules were not the same as they are now. There was a club that I used to go to a lot, and the guy whose club it was gave me full powers very quickly. And I said, look, I don't want them. I'm going to mess it up. Take them away. And he didn't. And I asked him verbally over the app 4 or 5 times, and he didn't do it, and he didn't do it. So then I back channeled him and said, look, take these powers away. I'm not to be trusted. I don't know what I'm doing. And I messaged him, I don't know, 3 times, and he didn't do it. And I thought, there must be a way. And he had, all the time that I was asking him about this, he didn't say that if I left the club and rejoined that I would lose the powers that he'd given me. He didn't tell me that, so I didn't know. Okay? I know now because of what I did next. And oh my God, this is going to frighten you because you're never going to want to give me a bean or admin powers ever again, but it's fine. I do know better now. So I decided that I would look at how to delete myself from all these powers that I didn't want, that I was frightened of, because I knew I'd get it wrong. So went into the club settings and I saw one that said delete club. And I thought, delete myself from the club? That's exactly what I want to do.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
No.
So that's what I did. I do know better and I wouldn't do it again now. But yeah, it's a story I tell against myself.
Yikes. Was it a big club?
520 members or thereabouts.
Oh, damn, Miss Claire.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah. I seriously apologised and seriously grovelled, but there is an element of he's only got himself to blame because I asked at least half a dozen times and he didn't tell me and he didn't do it. But still, trust me, I know not to go to that button now.
Well, you live and you learn, Miss Claire.
Yep.
That was dope. Thanks for sharing.
Oh, and before you ask, Jen, it wasn't straight no chaser.
That's great.
But Vincent does know, so you don't have to worry. I'm not telling you something he doesn't know.
10-4. I got you.
Hello, Crumbs.
Crummies. Probably still waking up.
Could be.
He said in the chat, "What up to the stage?"
They ain't break the games. Y'all ain't break the games down last night, Crumbs.
I think they did. I woke up around 12 and Dino and Eddie was in his. I'm pretty sure.
And put some of them pics in the chat real quick. While you typing and shit, put some of them pics in there, man. Cause I missed that part. I went to go watch that Wakanda Forever shit, the little movie.
How was it?
It was fire. You
Hey,
would
let me ask you a question. Do you think they capitalizing off of black conscious, brother?
hell yeah, of course, of course. But it's kind of like the way I was looking at it, it was kind of like on the reverse side. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like showing you what it could have been like if things didn't go the way it went. If you get what I'm saying.
Mm.
So basically, what I take from it is it was gonna happen anyway. It was gonna happen regardless. You know what I mean? If it didn't happen then, it was gonna happen in the future. But I'm gonna let you watch the movie first, and then Chico say next week we gonna talk about it. We gonna break it down. We gotta give everybody a chance to watch it.
Shit, we might well do a little watch party then. I ain't gonna never have 2.5 hours to watch that movie, bro. If it ain't on here, I ain't gonna have the time. That's why I ain't got the Chico stick now, because I ain't never at home watching movies or videos and shit.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that.
Shit, that's why I left that PlayStation 4 alone. Same shit, bro.
Likewise, I heard that.
Would you mind if we still broke it down though?
No, oh no, I'm saying I would like to do that. No, I'm saying I just said I ain't got time to watch it, Miss Little.
Yeah, that'd be
Oh.
killing two birds at one stone. You on Clubhouse and you watching the shit.
Right, 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 right.
Crumb said he wasn't here last night, and I remember his PTR saying, "I'm just here, so I won't get fined." So we gotta find your ass, bro. But yeah, it definitely was a good movie though, bro. I didn't get sleepy and none of that shit. My daughter went to sleep. I let my girl trick me into taking her when I knew she was gonna fall asleep. So that was a waste of a ticket. I told her, I said, it's a 3 hour movie. First 30 minutes, she like, is it almost over? I'm like, man, look, I let the little armrest thing up. I said, you can lay on my lap and shit, I'll wake you up when it's done.
That's how my dude is. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a scary movie, action packed, funny. This man knocks out first 20 minutes every time we go to the theaters.
I can only drag myself to a theater these days. Like me and my girl only go to the theaters now. If it's like a good 3D flick, I'm all in. I'm all in for a 3D flick. If not for that, I can't even get myself out to a theater these days.
On one of the previews, they coming out with a new Ant-Man. That shit like it's gonna be dope.
Yeah, the first one was funny.
Grand Rising, Tiff.
Hey, don't worry about my echo. If I got an echo, it's because I'm about to smoke. How is everybody doing? Oh, you guys, I fixed my phone, so I ain't got no issues no more. Um, yeah. So, what's up?
Good morning, Tiff.
Hey, love, what's good with you, girl? I ain't hear you. I couldn't even talk to you either. How about that one? What's up? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm just chilling. I've been up all night.
I was about to say, because when I subtract 3 hours, girl, you in the middle of the night,
I'm
early
I was
morning.
asleep. I was asleep most of the day. So
Oh,
I'm all backwards right now.
oh, that's okay. It's okay. It's all right. You could be a little bit backwards. Them the best ones. Just be backwards.
Story of my life.
So tell me how the phone plan I was under, it didn't exist anymore. So that's why my phone was fucked.
What?
Yep, that was crazy, right? Walked in there, she said, what she say? She said, you running off 2G. I said, for what? They
2G?
said, oh, your phone bill don't, I mean, your phone plan, it don't exist no more. I said, bitch, all right. So I'm straight now. And I had the factory reset my phone. So my phone empty right now.
You better be lucky they ain't tell you had to get a new phone. Cause
Yo, my phone was really fucked up.
How are they
Look,
gonna just end your phone plan with telling you?
no, and then it got to the point, right? It got to the point where I could only make 911 calls. I was like, what? This is an emergency.
Okay. What the fuck?
you right.
That's what I said, bro. Boost Mobile ain't shit. They be fucking with me.
Cause she
But it's
skipped.
alright.
You skipped. Well, you was on 2G, so it was 3G. Then it was
No. It's
four.
like basically my phone wasn't on.
Like basically when like you run out and your shit goes hella slow.
Yeah, because my plan was non-existent anymore. So I'm on a plan. I paid my bill, but that plan doesn't exist. So my payment didn't count.
So it's on fucking
So I had to change my
scrap
plan.
data.
Huh?
He was on scrap data.
I don't know. It was crazy. Like it wasn't scrap data, girl. It was like I wasn't. Basically, I wasn't on no phone plan. Like I'm talking between, like I guess in airspace. Like I was communicating in airspace. It didn't count. I don't know, man. It's the weirdest thing, yo. I've never went through that.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Yeah, voiceover. You dipped, man. We was looking for you, man. You just disappeared on us, bro. What happened?
My phone
My
didn't
phone,
work since
my phone
since
died,
when.
man. My phone
Voiceover,
died, dog.
not you, Tiff.
Okay, okay.
I didn't have it plugged in, and it just died on me. I was like, "Oh shit!" So I had to plug it in, get it charged up, and I went and did a couple things, and so now here I am, back together again on the radio. I mean, on Clubhouse.
Nah,
Yay.
this is the
I
radio.
got 2 shows in the bronze room. Be sure to tip your waitresses. What's up, man? What's going on?
This is
Hey,
this,
voiceover. What's
What's up,
up?
girl? What's up, girl?
this
How you doing?
C.M.B. radio.
I'm doing good.
Sounds good to me. That's what I like to hear. That's good stuff. What'd you say, bro? What were you saying, man? I'm sorry.
Nah, he was saying this is the radio. This the C.M.B. radio.
C.M.B. radio.
Live.
The New Jack Swing. The New Jack City.
Yeah.
Um, um, my next door neighbor's got one of those electric lawnmowers. He can't even finish half his lawn. It's so terrible. It's like they're making him do the electric stuff. It's so stupid. Anyway, I still got gas powered shit, chainsaws and everything.
Oh
The
shit.
homeowners association sent me a note and said, "How many gas powered lawn tools do you have?" And I sent him back a note. I sent him back a piece of paper that said 0. They said, and they sent me a letter a week later. Well, we noticed you don't have a lawn service. So how are you cutting your lawn? I have a lawn service. Just, you know what I mean? It's like they're so stupid. They got nothing better to do. Like, leave me the fuck alone. I got the neighbors' dogs getting out, 6 of them running through the neighborhood, biting people, and nothing, they don't say shit to them, but they're worried about how many lawn tools I got. You see what I'm saying? So stupid. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Top of the top, man.
It's 6:50, 10 minutes to the top of the hour on C.M.B. Night Show. Now it's the morning show.
It's the hangover. You know, it's a hangover. We didn't do the swap out.
You know how you cure a little hangover?
How?
Cocaine.
Whoa.
Oh shit.
I'm just joking.
Well,
Yo, where you at? Where you at? Because
he's
it's
in
seven
Texas.
He
fifty.
said, where you at?
It's
I
That's
was
seven
going to
funny.
fifty
say a
where I'm
Bloody
at.
Mary, but cocaine blows mine out the water.
Yeah,
Oh
cocaine, man.
shit. Hey Claire, how you doing?
Pretty
Whoa.
good, pretty good. I gotta take this. Hey guys, I'll be right back. I have to take this phone call, but I'll be right back. Give me like 5, 10 minutes, okay? Just
All
gotta do
right.
this.
Shit,
All right,
that's
I'll be
the
right back,
best.
guys.
Okay.
You guys rock, man. I love y'all.
Coolio.
Hey
Yeah,
Stu. Where's Stu at?
homeboy, homeboy sound very excited, very
Bruh, no,
enthusi,
bruh, that's crazy. I knew I
very
shouldn't have.
enthusiastic. Nah, he cool though. He cool. Homeboy
He is
No,
a
cool.
no, I'm
cool
not
guy.
talking about him. I actually was having a conversation with him for a little bit off the record. So yeah, he cool.
Yeah, same. I talked to him for a good minute, like on a phone chat yesterday. Dude's cool as fuck. He's like a engineer and shit. Works at a dope studio I heard of. He's a cool dude.
He sounds like he's being fast forwarded. Like, he talks so fast. But he's really cool.
Might
Yeah,
be
I
a
told him
Texas thing. I don't know.
he need to do voiceover work, get on TV or something.
Nah, he said he got bad anxiety. That's why he talks so fast.
Nah, he say he autistic, but you know he's one of them functional autistic guys. You know.
Hey,
Well,
Cruz,
autistic people got anxiety. Like I said, he got anxiety.
You
He trying
right.
to
You
get his
both
stuff
right.
out.
Cruz, who the hell was that on stage?
Oh, the
Oh, that
dude
was homeboy from
voiceover. We
last
met
night.
him last night. Yeah,
No, no, no.
he
I'm
was
talking about
cooking.
Clinton.
Who?
You ain't see Buddy with the E-band joint on him?
Oh, I don't look at that. I don't look at the stage no more, y'all. I don't do that. I just hit my
Why
I
mic.
was it
saw
I
it.
ain't even.
just looking at the stage? What the hell?
Somebody brought
But
him
I'm
up.
saying, but I'm saying, I
I
was
ain't
looking
seen
at like
nobody
the
with no
middle of
E.
the stage. I ain't sure all the way down. I missed
He
it.
was,
No,
he was.
there was someone with an E-ban. He's gone now, but there was someone there. I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was trying to get him to come off his mic, but I didn't want to talk over everybody.
Oh well, then
Who
you know
Dog,
who
I
buttoned
that
up?
fucked
is.
up.
Then you know who that is. Then you know when they appear like that and disappear, you already know who the fuck it is.
No, no. This person,
Man, we gonna keep it moving, man.
yeah, this person actually came on stage. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we keep it moving. But yeah, I did bring him up, but I didn't get a chance to. Everybody was talking. I didn't get a chance to check and see who he was.
Yeah, Stu, we gonna throw voiceover on the late night. You feel me? We
Uh,
Bet.
we
gonna keep this motherfucker rocking.
we gonna put voiceover in the room, same room as general. We gonna really get it rocking
Oh Lord.
on the late night though, Stu. We'll tell you about it in the morning.
Sue's like, not again, please. No more.
Nah, the late night about to be rocking. I ain't gonna lie.
Support your black artists.
As long as we can break it up, you know, like not a 4 hour
Hey,
debate
I'm a
on the same
part of the
topic.
team. You support me, I support you. That's what we are. We are the
Yo,
support
yo,
team.
yo, yo. You just cut
We
Lovely off,
absolutely
bro.
support each other. That wasn't what I was saying, but I support you, DJ.
Thank you. That's all I was saying.
Man, you worse than a kid in the morning,
Yeah.
DJ. I ain't gonna lie.
Matter of fact, we've been supporting you for too long. Let me go and take this link down because we've been supporting.
Yeah, we had a guy in here. We had a guy in here. We was talking about. Matter of fact, he's still in here. Jen. We was talking about music and how he can do videos and how things like that. So he wanted to check me out. That's why we threw the link at the top.
I think
So
it'll be okay if we
don't.
take it down, though. It's in the chat, right?
Yeah, it's in the chat.
Okay.
But listen to it first before you take it out the chat.
We're not gonna take it out the
bro.
chat.
Bro, we heard that shit 1,000 times, bro.
Yeah, you can't force your music on people, bro. I don't like when people do that.
What, Grummies? I'm gonna shove my music down your throat. You are gonna listen to
Whoa,
it.
whoa.
Oh, pause. Okay, I won't put anything down your throat, I promise.
So lovely, you take care of horses.
I sure do. I'm on maternity leave though, because I'm pregnant. So, but yes.
That's awesome. That sounds like something. I never knew anybody that did that. I stay out in Gary. We just bought our first house out here in Gary, Indiana, a couple months ago. And I mean, I've hung out here in the past. I had a girlfriend that used to live out here. We used to hang out here a lot. But there's a there's this one family that has this really nice house. It's got like them Spanish roof tiles, and the whole fence area is like their fence is like a brick wall fence that matches the brick on their crib. Like it's an amazing house. It's tripped out for Gary, Indiana, but they have horses and shit. And there's the gentleman that owns that property. It's like casually rides his horse around Gary, Indiana. Like he's like well known. He's like really well known. He's got a couple small horses. I don't know if you call them mini horses, but he's got like two of those, and he's got like three big old horses. Where he keeps these horses, I have no idea. That's the one thing that like nobody seems to know is like I don't think he keeps those horses on site on that property, but yeah, he's known for taking a trot with his horses around like Fourth Avenue and shit. So
Nice. Yeah, my dad was actually born in Gary. Our family reunion isn't typically in South Bend, so I'm kind of familiar with the area.
Bro, everybody buying property out there in Gary right now. Indiana, period. I don't know what's going on, but I know a lot of people that's buying property out there.
That's good. That's good because Gary was not all that great. So if they fix it up, that
Man,
would be amazing.
it
yeah,
ain't shit
they're
going
doing
on
work
in
everywhere
Indiana.
here. They're doing lots of work out here. I mean, because they just opened a Hard Rock casino, like right dead in the middle of the Bronx, and they're revitalizing a whole lot out here. I mean, there was already like a lot of like black carpenters and Mexican carpenters that were like coming down here from Illinois even pre-pandemic, and they was already scooping up properties, but they weren't necessarily fixing them. They was just holding them and just pay the taxes on them, buy the property and pay the taxes every year on it, and they're just waiting for the correction to come. You know what I mean?
Like
So when the
stocks,
correction comes,
pretty much.
they can offload that property for. But that's what like DJ Envy and his partner Caesar are doing from the Breakfast Club. That's what those cats are doing. They went all over like Detroit. They went to Chicago, like around Hyde Park. Right now, they're in Hyde Park right now. DJ Envy, they're out there buying properties, paying the taxes on them, and wait until everything goes up. Once they start putting infrastructure out there, then the property value goes crazy, and they could just offload, just the plot. But that's what they're doing out here. They're like where I live at. This house was newly built. This is like a newly built home. We didn't want to move into a house that was like already like previous occupants and shit. We wanted like a brand new house from the foundation up. And there's like other properties around us that they're rehabbing, and like they gut them out like from the foundation and build them right up to the top, brand new.
What's the prices out there?
The house we bought, we paid 137 for. The guy originally wanted
Wow.
120. He wanted 125 for it. It's 1600 square feet, four beds, two baths. The upstairs got two bedrooms and a bathroom, and then
Unbelievable.
the basement is completely finished, like a finished basement.
Yeah, I
The
was just
dri-
ready to ask, did y'all have a basement?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's completely livable. They finished it completely. Like everything's all drywalled out. Everything's like crazy, crazy modern. Like I never even been in a house this modern. Like unless it was like a place that I was visiting for work purposes. But yeah, it's like a brand new house. They even put like all the inner walls in this property are all metal channels instead of like wood studs. The outer shell of the house is wood studs, but the inner channels are all metal channels. I never seen that before.
Wow, you wouldn't even get a one-bedroom flat in my town for that money.
No, seriously. So we have a house, but we also rent. We have a condo that we rent out, and it's a one bedroom, one bathroom, 600. I think it's 625 square feet, and we purchased it for 174.
Oh,
I like, what the hell?
What's
That's
the
yeah.
taxes?
crazy. The price difference.
What's the taxes of the property tax a
Oh,
year?
you ain't even ready.
Let me
You're not
know.
even ready for the fucking taxes. And that varies. It seems to vary from fucking zone to zone almost, not even necessarily neighborhood to neighborhood, because they got a lot of neighborhoods. And in Gary they got Concord, the Bronx, they got Glen Park, Black Oak, they got all these different sub neighborhoods and shit. But it literally can vary from block to block almost. But on this plot here, it was advertised $169 a year for taxes, but when we closed, the final number on our taxes was 240 a year, $240 a year.
What the hell?
Yeah,
What?
I swear to God, yo, I was like, no way. I didn't even know a lot about, whether or not a good deal on your taxes is there or not, but I knew that was a good deal. Like my brother stays out in Portland. Um, he's a retired vet. He's up in his upper 40s, but him and his wife have a $1 million home out there, and all the work that he's doing on it and all that. But yo, he pays $16,000 in taxes on that property every year, and
I'm not surprised.
he's like, you're paying what on taxes? I was like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck. I mean, there's a lot of property in Gary that got taxes into the thousands and thousands of dollar range, but we just got lucky. And this part, like we're right in the middle of the Bronx and Concord. on this street that we're on, and it's nothing like how it was during the murder cap days. Like it's really quiet here. I came from East Chicago, Indiana. It's the next town over from us. Um, and it was already chill where we were at. Where I stayed at before, I stayed for 14 years there. And here it's even more quiet than over there. Nothing but like older folks that live around here, and the youngins that do live around here, they all keep to themselves. They seem really well reserved. They don't be fucking around or nothing. So I feel like God like really put us here. I've been visualizing this fucking house since 2019. I like worked really hard on this visualization process. Kind of landed me here.
Can
We
y'all
came here
grow
because it
weed
was
out
just
there?
cheaper than rent. Say that again.
Hell
I
no.
said, I said, is weed legal out there or nah?
Nah, not yet. Nothing. No recreational. No medical. No nothing.
Crumbs,
Indiana.
that's one of them states right there, boy.
We're right in the
Oh
middle of
no, yeah,
everybody
yeah,
that's
yeah.
catching
They
it.
got the private prisons out there. That's where they be sending niggas at.
Yes,
Terre
sir.
Haute. That
Yeah,
shit look
Westville.
rough.
Yeah, Westville's a motherfucker. Like around like the Michigan city area, all the little prison systems they got up there is on a sick one. Yeah.
And he also said that he got, was that you or was that the other guy that said you can have a better sound system when we do the freestyle Friday? Was you, right? I'm talking
Uh,
to you, Jen.
a
He
better sound
talking about
system.
houses and you talking about rapping. Come on, bro.
Nah, I'm just talking about everything all across the board. That's what we was talking about. Me and him, that's what we was vibing on. And nobody was in the room, so I'm basically bringing it back up. As far as Freestyle Friday, he said he has a lot of equipment that can help us out, and I'm just sharing it with the room. That's all I'm doing.
Oh, when I was bringing up sound reinforcement, I was just talking in terms of like when we do shows. When we do shows, we bring our own sound reinforcement and stage lighting. We never use like the venue's stage lighting. If they have it, we don't use it. If they have house sounds, most do. We still don't use their shit because man, everybody's sound reinforcement is always really inferior. You get up in there, you get on a microphone, and if you get too close to the mic, it's like killing your ears for the audience. And if you get too, the proximity to a dynamic microphone that you rock on a stage with, like it's just the nature of how a handheld mic works. If you pivot just slightly away from it, like the volume control on your voice gets you get a lot of ducking on your shit. Your shit will be ducking in and out of the mix on the house sounds. And that's why we compress our microphones the way we do in the studio, because if I talk nice and soft like this, what I mean? That's gonna amplify the volume on my shit automatically to make it sound louder. But if I start talking like this and I start talking like over boisterous and shit, then it's gonna, bring down the volume automatically. So it's always gonna have an established threshold so that, we sound uniform, no matter, if we pivot a bit from the microphone or whatever, or I hold it a bit away from my face, you're still gonna hear me in your face. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but shit, to bring it back to the property in Gary though, I know people, bro, who got like three houses on one block type shit, bro. Like rehabbing all three at the
Smart.
same time type shit.
Smart. It's smart. Right now, especially right now that they put this damn casino out here. Everybody that was already on the killing field, and the reason why they're buying up everything, man. I remember during the pandemic, maybe probably like 4 months into it, like right from like once we got to the top of the summer in 2020, I remember a weather anchor guy from Channel 7 News in Chicago did a story out on the lakefront on Miller Beach out here in Gary, like right on the lakefront. Miller is where like the more expensive properties of Gary, you find them there, because they're more beachfront and lakeside property. But he was walking along the lakefront, and they were actually letting him do a story. This is a weather anchor guy, but he was actually doing like a story about the exodus that was happening just in months after the pandemic. Like Illinois couldn't fucking take it. You know what I mean? Like their governor was like hella fucking restrictive, and then Lightfoot, their mayor, was even more gung ho about restrictions. Man, like you couldn't sneeze the wrong way out there, and they would shut your shit down. And it was fucking up business out there because the taxes are already crazy out there. For everything, property taxes, it's mafia out there right now. And then with everything else that's high cost of living in Illinois, hell yeah, they wanted to break the fuck away. They couldn't close their business down fast enough and sell their properties quick enough and come out here, and they scooped everything up. They had a lot of beachfront property for sale before the pandemic, and nada in the first 5 months, nada. I ain't shit out there no more. And he was one of the people. He he bought two properties on the beachfront, and he was doing a story in front of the properties he bought. But he was talking, and the story was about how all this exodus, from Illinois, and it's still happening today, even though the marijuana market's keeping them, it's keeping them more there now, post exodus. But there's still a lot of people packing up, and they're moving out here like it's the promised land just because we have a few casinos out here. You know what I mean? They think it's like heaven out here, and there's job placement, and it's really not that much to go around. There's a lot of properties to go around, but not as much work. You know what I mean? Legit work.
I just
Yeah.
can't believe you got a fucking fully renovated house for that price. I live in Washington, so cost of living is just ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. My
Yeah,
brother.
but at the same time, it ain't really shit to do in Indiana. Like on some real shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's typical shit to do out here. You know what I mean? There's nothing extraordinary to do. You go to the city if you want to do something extraordinary. You know what I mean? Usually I go straight to Chicago or somewhere in the burbs or something like that. There's way more shit to do out there than out here. But, it's the typical shit you find around here is what you find in most urban cities, man. You got bars, you got fucking nightlife establishments and shit like that. Usually if it's a good establishment, it's just a matter of time before it turns ghetto, like anything. You know what I mean? Once word of mouth gets around about certain establishments, then all the hood fucking starts, showing up, and then, patrons, the regulars don't go anymore because it's all thugged out, and then, a shooting happens in that establishment, they shut it down, and, you know, then it's like they'll just buy it out, put another owner on it, and do it all over again. That's just typical
Typical
Northwest
cycle.
Indiana shit. Yeah, yeah, that's Northwest Indiana shit. Motherfuckers is getting smoked just for going out to have a good time, leaving their kids at the crib, and don't even come back home because some motherfucker try to rob you in your parking lot, trying to go to your car while you're waiting for your girlfriend to come out. You know what I mean? Like, this is the kind of headlines you read about, the nightlife scene out here. Motherfuckers is just getting shot for no reason, or somebody will come back with a gun, had a problem with a security guard or something inside, and they try to shoot the whole fucking place up. Like, it's crazy.
That's sounding like everywhere now. Like even
Yeah,
out
I know.
here. Hmm.
Yeah, it's bugged out, man. You gotta, and then these days with the hip hop scene, the way that's all fucking working out on a commercial level, like, I hear a lot of these cats are kind of juxtaposing themselves and might be behaving a little bit different going forward with all these cats getting smoked for no fucking reason. It seems like rappers aren't I don't know, it's probably like East Coast, West Coast levels of fucking you know, precaution. That's what it feels like these days. Like a lot of these cats are trying to figure out like how they're gonna carry themselves in the public going forward with all this shit happening out here.
Yeah, I would never want to be like a big time rapper like that. It just It's like, how is being a rapper unsafe? It's crazy. It just doesn't sound right.
Yeah, I've rocked sets like in Berwyn and like uh Hyde Park or you know fucking Wicker Park, where there's a lot of thugged out cats, and we do our hip hop shit in the middle of we're booked in a show that's like in the middle of a lot of street rap and shit like that, shit that's more that energy, and we'll do our thing and kind of be different from everything else that's there for the night. But by the time we get off of that, like if I walk to my car and I'm leaving for the night after I hung out for a minute, like cats will be like, "Oh, hip hop shit, that hip hop shit, yo, that shit was raw, that shit was raw," and they like give us respect and shit. You know what I mean? But nobody never try to flash on us or nothing like that. I always feel like in the end, man, I think these cats only flash on motherfuckers that probably got it coming in most cases, but it doesn't justify the means. It's just how these niggas think, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Gotta
Nah,
watch them.
Indiana definitely different. It's definitely different out there.
Yeah, I'm glad Gary doesn't have that stigma anymore because, Gary used to be really bad at one point, you know? And I used to hang out here. I had a girlfriend. Like I stayed out in the harbor about 2 hours on a walk on foot. It would be a 2 hour walk from the harbor to get to this part of Gary where I'm at right now. And I used to walk that shit during the murder cab days. I remember I would be out walking with my girl like 4 or 5 and like, similar times as like right now. And it'd be like daylight just barely coming up and motherfuckers are, you know, lighting up. Like we would hide in bushes because there'd be like a shooting like right around the corner. Like, oh fuck. And I look at the time, it's like 6:30 in the morning. It's like, really? It sounded like a war just happened right there. Like, what the fuck? It was bad back then, man. It's super chill now. You know what I mean? Everybody got locked up, might have died in prison, and people that remain out here became elders. They're older now, they're in the 50s and shit. All of the bangers that, dropped their flag and just retired and fucking try to get a real job and take care of themselves. Those are the kind of people that remain out there these days. I mean, there's still a lot of that shit going on too. Motherfuckers still get it cracking out here, but it's extraordinarily quiet out here. I have guests and shit that come by here. They don't seem to have any inhibitions about coming out here. You know what I mean? People used to be like, "Well, you getting a house in Gary?" It's like, well, nigga, it's either that or I'm gonna be renting and rent. Fuck that, yo, fuck that. The rent is crazy out here. It doesn't make any sense. I rented all my life, but you know, I had to come out here to get a good deal on properties because everything else around us is more matches more parallel with like the actual market or what the market should be. All the surrounding towns around here will you won't get this kind of property for that. For like the next town over, like in Hammond, in the good parts of Hammond, if you get this kind of property, you're probably paying somewhere like 220, 250, 250,000 for this kind of property. For the amount of size, like the overall square footage of the whole property, the whole lot, plus, the crib itself, yeah, it would be more like up there, about another 100 grand more or more. We were just worried about appraisal. So we hear a lot of the appraisers don't know how to appraise property in Gary because it really varies from block to block. They'll do comps, they'll do comparison readings of like other properties in the area to try to determine your appraisal for the property you're trying to buy. And sometimes they'll go too far out. They'll go way too far out from here where the more expensive properties are at, and it won't necessarily reflect the property that you're established in. You know what I mean? So they'll over appraise your shit, and then you got to go back to the negotiation table with the fucking seller, and they usually don't want to do that. So That was the most nerving process of buying this house, was waiting for this motherfucker to appraise. Other than that, everything was a cakewalk for not having known how to buy a house. Yeah, yeah, I know, right? There's 4 different properties around here being rehabbed right now, like within uh, 1.5, 2 block radius from us. They're rehabbing, like they're doing really good jobs on these properties. The seller that sold us this house owns a house right across the street from us, and he's there. We actually we're really tight with the builder of our home, and he's killing it. He's doing the exact same thing he did to this house, but across the street. They rehabbed that entire house. I've had some of the neighbors tell me like, "Yo, you got the new house and that other house across the street. These are the newest properties out here." I was like, "Ah, yeah." He told me something about the property across the street when we closed. He showed us all the pictures of this house when when they first started. This house already had a foundation, but you know, we we didn't work with an architect or anything like that. We had got a hold of the guy and he told us he was going to build a new property on this foundation. I was like, "Yo, we're in here. Like, I don't give a fuck what you're selling this property for. I'll trump anything. Any cash offers you got, trump it. Taking his house." And he was nice enough to oblige. Yo, we got crazy percent though. Yo, the interest is crazy, man. Like, we were fighting time the whole time we were getting this house. Like, the interest was just going up and up and up every passing week. It seemed like every weekend we came out of, bam, fucking moved up a couple more points, and we're locked into a 6.5 right now, 6.5% interest. That's where we got locked in when we finally got our quote approved. 6.5 is a lot. I can't wait till we really get deep into this recession, because I don't know. A lot of people think that we're already knees deep in, and I don't think we are. I think we still need to get a little bit deeper in there, and then everybody could get a clean flip off of these crazy fucking interest rates. I can't wait to refi and get off this fucking 6.5, because 6.5 is a lot. We're going to be upside down on this house, if we don't pay extra on these payments.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm glad I got my shit during the pandemic. Got
Whoa,
to,
God bless you, bro. You did
yeah,
it right. God bless anybody that did it during the pandemic, man. They got a that was my fucking Cyber Monday.
yeah, yeah.
Fucking pandemic days.
Got a 1.9 interest rate.
Woo!
Hmm.
Woo, man. Bravo. Sick one. Hell yeah. I've heard some great stories. People that bought properties during that time period. That would be a great time to be investing. I heard a lot of people were like shaking, being in, real estate investors. They were shaking during the pandemic days. I'm like, why? I mean, I understand like the moratorium and shit on, rent and all that shit, rental properties, but man, that was gonna
Yeah,
correct itself
the
eventually.
tenant the tenants didn't legally didn't have to pay,
Yeah,
and
that,
you couldn't put them out.
and yeah, that's why they were shaking. But just have to, if you're Sav and maybe you got other businesses and shit to hold you down, it probably wasn't that big a deal, but I could understand why, especially the landlords of the world.
It's kind of crazy because at my job, shit, instead of losing hours, we was picking up more. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sat down. I sat down a little bit for the pandemic, but shit. Yeah, it was a lot of opportunity, especially if you work in the warehouse because you got to supply the truckers. So, like I said before, warehouse workers and truck drivers are essential workers. So we ain't shutting down, regardless. We gotta push that stuff out.
These motherfuckers are lazy out here, bro. All anybody that was working in a warehouse out here, they're trying to fucking get out of their jobs. But swearing they was really worried about the pandemic. Like I know most of these motherfuckers didn't give a fuck about the pandemic. These niggas just didn't want to work. You know what I mean? So they had a lot of turnover rates out here with people that worked in warehouses and shit like that. Like
Bro,
usually
they was
jobs that are
getting
mainstay, it was turning over like crazy.
bro $1,200 a week to sit on their ass, bro.
There you
And
go.
That's a fact. That's a
yeah,
fact. But after the
Makes sense
second
to
week,
me.
I was like, man, fuck this shit. I gotta move around. I just don't feel comfortable sitting still, man. Like,
Hell
I
yeah.
don't see how motherfuckers do that shit.
100. I could relate. Man, yesterday we ran on a 24-hour cycle and like nobody wanted to go to sleep because there's just like, when you got a lot of purpose and, you might even have a little catching up to do, man, it's hard to go to sleep. Your body's buzzing and you're catching your second wind just off of fucking being passionate about something. You know what I mean? You, you be like how you are.
Yeah, because I was actually, for that little while that I was sitting down, after the second week, I started to get depressed. Like, I need to move. I need to do something. Like, what the
no,
fuck? Nah.
what you was thinking was this shit gonna come to an end. I need to, you know what I mean? See,
Yeah.
the people who sat down and
Come
got
on.
the fucking unemployment checks for that long period of time, while everybody else was getting a job and they was getting the free money, they was looking shitty at the end. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Nah, you're right. You're right. And that's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking, man, yeah, y'all motherfuckers can sit down and think this shit gonna last forever. But nigga, I need to have money on top of money. Yeah, I was getting my motherfucking goddamn $1,200 check. You know
Motherfucker,
what I'm
goddamn.
saying? Every week I was getting my $1,200 check, but it wasn't doing it for me. I wasn't comfortable with that
It's,
shit. You know
it
what
sound
I'm
like you.
saying?
It sound like you was the type that was getting both. You was getting the unemployment check and working at the same time, wasn't you?
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one.
Yeah, he
That's
was
fine.
getting both. Bro, I know people that was like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that shit. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, I can't fucking sit still. Yeah, I'm gonna get mines, man. Come on now. But shit, nah. As far as just sitting on your ass, it's like you not trying to do nothing else. You satisfied with just with that's it. You know what I'm saying? You satisfied with just getting that, depending on that check to come in. That's what you satisfied with. Yeah, yeah. I ain't built like that.
I ain't mad at them niggas. Fuck it. If you gotta get it how you get it. If you get closer to happiness and you sit at home and eat a ham sandwich, fucking more power to you.
Man, you can have the best of both worlds. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Just in
Yeah,
case that don't fall through, you still got a check coming in. You understand? That's what I'm saying.
absolutely, absolutely. A lot of people did well though in the pandemic. Maybe not necessarily all the conglomerates and shit, but the dope game did well. Shit, my plug was still plugged, so I was happy. Thought that was gonna be a problem. That never became an issue.
Hey, top of the morning, everybody, man. Hey, I feel you had to be a bum ass nigga not to come up during that pandemic. They giving away 12. You supposed to flip 6 and keep this shit rolling.
Hell yeah. Amen.
Hey,
A lot of niggas bought trucks, transport vans off that money, man. That was a blessing, bro.
you know what the crazy part about it? I was one of them scary. I was one of them scary ass niggas that didn't hit not one lick.
I'm with you, Free.
Yeah.
I ain't say scary. I said crazy. So you trying to tell me when you got that 1,200, you just sat it there in the bank and paid the bills and just waited for the next one, and didn't know
Um,
when this money was gonna stop and where it came from?
Yeah.
oh yeah, but shit. That's what I'm saying. Like I ain't never get laid off. So when I was saying like the licks, I was talking about the PPP loan and shit like that. Like I couldn't sign up for it. I knew people that was getting 2020 and then 50. No, it was 2020 then 40. And they looking crazy right now, bro.
I mean, shit, bro. It's all chance, man. You know what I'm saying? Every rich person I feel had to take some kind of drug to get where they is, unless that shit was generational, bro. You look at Donald Trump background, bro. He took hella risk.
I
Biggest
just
takeaway I took from the pandemic was how hard I had to pivot from any imagination I ever fucking could conjure up about having brick and mortar business. Once I saw what the pandemic did to brick and mortar, bro, I was like, yo, I'm never ever opening brick and mortar businesses. I'm doing e-commerce only. I will never open up a brick and mortar business ever in my life. Never.
see my thing about that was signing up for that shit. Uh, when you signing up for that shit, I didn't want to fuck up my credit. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
just, you know what I mean? So like they were saying that, like it's a loan and this, that, and the third. I'm thinking like, shit, fuck it, fuck that loan. You know what I mean? Straight up, like I could have did it. You know what I'm saying? But I just chose not to. And the people that I saw what they were doing with the money, they were not investing. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just fuck it. Just said fuck it.
Yeah, I didn't even take the loan when they offered me one when I went to Columbia College. Like they offered me a Stafford loan. The problem was going to school in Illinois is when you live in Indiana and you want to go to school in Illinois, all the great, institution programs that'll help you with your tuition, they don't want to give you shit. Indiana don't want to hook you up with any of their programs because you're going to school over there, but you live here. And Illinois don't want to give you nothing because you're going to school here and you live over there. And so, all I qualified for was like a Pell Grant. What anybody could qualify for, a Pell Grant and a Stafford loan. Those are like the typical offers you get that anybody would get on top of whatever other, attributes you could get for, doing the schooling and the living in the same state. But I turned down the Stafford loan. If I would have took both, it would have paid for my entire tuition costs for the month. But at the time, it was 4,200 a semester, and the semesters are real short burst semesters. They're only like 3.5 months long. Like you start in mid September, you last like your fall semester is September, October, November, December. So 4,200 in 4 months. The Pell Grant covered half of that, and then my half of it with taxes and everything, I had to pay $768 times four. So I had to have. You're supposed to pay those payments like September, October, November, December. But if you don't have your September through November in yet, all 4 months better be in there by the December payment, or you're gonna have some problems. You know what I'm saying? Somebody come break your fingers at your crib. Yeah, so I paid that shit out of pocket. I did it for 2 semesters and paid my half out of pocket every month. And I said, fuck that. Not even worth it because I went to school for recording studio business management. But they make you take 4 years of prerequisites at Columbia College to get the hands on training you're looking for. It's an arts institute. It ain't a fucking specialized, you don't do specialist work there. You have to take math classes and science classes and shit that you already took in high school. You know what I mean? I had to take science of acoustics because it was the only thing that pertained to, the sound or music. Had no relation to anything other than just what I was wanting to go to school for. So the knowledge on that, I'm like, man, fuck this. I'm done. I'm not paying all that money, but I sure as hell won't go into debt for them motherfuckers. I'd rather pay for that shit and hustle my ass off and be broke than to be fucking paying interest on the fucking loan for the rest of my life. We just got my girl off of her loan. When Trump, a lot of people didn't know that Trump, and I'm not a Trump fan or anything, but a lot of people didn't know that they had already opened the floodgates for student loan forgiveness when Trump was like a year into his administration. I ain't know about it. I follow a guy on YouTube that gives away good information, and he had a couple links that you could go about. He had 5 different options you could go about for student loan forgiveness, and we were able to get her loan forgiven through the third option through the ombudsman group. We went through the ombudsman group and a senator in our state. And long story short, she was $10,000, 500 in debt, and they shaved off 10 stacks of it and left her with a $500 balance. And this was during the Trump days. I tried to tell my homies that were like hundreds of $1,000s in debt. They never took any action on that shit. They're still stuck with those loans. I don't know why.
Chico,
Top of the top, salute C.M.B. What up, dope?
what's the deal? You on the road?
No, no, no. I'm in the city.
Yeah, yeah. What up, Chico?
Yes. Yes,
Young, what up,
sir.
boy?
Top of the top, Chico.
What up, DJ?
What up? Introduce you to a new member to the room, Jen. I think y'all clicked perfectly.
What up? What up? How are you?
Top of the top, salute, brother.
Good morning. You from Detroit?
Yes, sir.
That's what's up, man. Or at least in the same time zone. Yeah, man. Good morning to everybody up in here.
Yes,
Yes,
sir. Yes,
sir. Yes,
sir.
sir. Trying to get to it, man. What's up, man? I've been in and out, man. Up in the C.M.B.
It's a movie in here this morning. Salute to everybody.
Big brother Black.
I've been tuned in.
Black.
I've been just, I got my notepad out, taking notes. My mental
Hey, I
notepad.
scheduled that room for 9, so whenever y'all want to open it, it's on y'all.
Doing it on like a 72-hour straight run. It's a movie.
Woo.
You can't tell us shit.
Yes,
Yeah, so
sir.
Jen, the guy that we was talking about, Chico, he just showed up. He the ones that run the educational class. So you in the right place at the right time. When they start another room, just follow me.
For sure. Absolutely. I'll jump in there with you. I got the day off. I ain't really working on nothing too tough. We're not doing nothing heavy today. Everybody went home. My DJ's still downstairs running these damn projectors down there. He's keeping my girl up. She can't go to sleep, so she's about to come up here and smoke with us.
Where you at, brother? Which part of the country you in?
I'm in Gary, Indiana.
Oh, word, word. Right by Shot Town.
Yes, sir.
The birthplace of Michael Jackson.
Michael.
Okay then.
It gets sticky out there for sure. Shout out to Gary, Indiana.
Yeah, it's Gary. It's picking up though. They're doing a facelift out here pretty rapidly. They're bringing some good infrastructure out here. I hear some really good plans for the next 2 to 3 years. A 2 to 3 year roadmap is something major for a town like Gary when they got projections on a two-year scale. Like I expect that shit to happen. They've already materialized everything else they talked about 2 3 years ago came through. So you got to get in here while it's hot. Get you some properties out here while it's still an abyss out here right now.
Right. That's actually what I was hearing a couple years ago. I was hearing the properties was really low out there, so that's good to hear that. They're doing some modifications, like you said, a facelift. That's what we see in a lot of the big cities. Um, that's happening too right now. A lot of the big cities.
Yeah, they're actually doing like gentrification, like straight up gentrification in the Miller area. I mean, but for good reason. I mean, it used to be like artsy, art central kind of a town in Gary. I mean, everything's most expensive in Miller, but it used to be what they're trying to make it into now. So it's it's kind of it's kind of not fair to put the gentrification title on it because they're just trying to revamp it to what it once was. I mean, a lot of this
Right.
shit out here was that, like lots of department stores, lots of high end retail and car dealerships, gas stations and shit. You know what I mean? Typical shit you would find in more upscale areas. They're just trying to bring that back. So I wouldn't say it's like gentrification, but they're like pushing people out is the gentrification part of it. They're pushing a lot of
Right. Right.
families that can't afford to be there anymore because they're just revamping shit.
You are seeing opportunity zone money at work.
Yeah,
But this is
bingo.
the same story. It happens over and over again. We're a part of gentrification. Us being able to even go to where we were and live there was a part of that area being gentrified in some way. Gentrification helps with children being able to walk around that neighborhood. Maybe they were able to leave school and take the bus, and it's a safer route now. There's certain things that come with gentrification that are definitely clear advantages, and others that, like you said, pushing the people out. That's an issue. It's just how you look at it.
I'm actually kind of shocked at this stage. I didn't realize how many white people still live out here. I I had no clue till I started living here. I've only been here since June, and it's crazy obvious. There's still a lot of white people out here. I mean, I thought the population was more in Gary, but the population out here is just like creeping right under 70,000, full blown Gary. But there's a lot of white people. There's a lot of Hispanics out here, and I've known that, but there's way more white people than I thought we had out here. I mean, it's dope though. Like own businesses and shit out here still, so it's dope to see.
Once you see that Whole Foods pop up, then you know the Whole Foods, the Trader Joe's, then you know.
And you'll know. It's true.
The rent's going up. You see a Whole Foods.
Dude, they got the Hard Rock Casino out here. They put it right in the fucking hood, right in the middle of the hood, right in the Bronx part of Gary. It's it's buzzing like a motherfucker. They
Word.
filled all their positions in like 2 days.
I was about to say, and ain't nobody complained, right?
Hell no, give me that work. There are people that want to work. There's a lot of people that don't want to work, but there's way more people that will they'll break their fucking dick in half for a job opportunity. Like there's a lot of hungry people out there. It's unfortunate that a lot of these jobs are being occupied by people who don't really want to work. Hospitals are still crazy turnover rate, even for like low barrier entry jobs that like you don't do nothing really, like patient companions. patient companions that work at these hospitals. All they do is sit down all day with a patient that might be like in psychiatric care or might be in the ER or something like that. Um, and you just sit there. You don't have to touch them or nothing. You just observe, and they get rowdy or whatever, or they get fussy and try to get out their bed, and you got to grab a nurse. You know what I mean? Those are easy jobs. Those start at like $15, $16 an hour, and they can't keep people to fill those positions because they fall asleep or whatever. They get fired if they catch you sleeping. But or they just quit because it's boring. And then when they go out back out to the job market, they can't find shit that can compare. Yeah, hospitals are still like really crazy turnover right now in employment.
You know, people they face the music. They say, "Look, rent's going up. I got a child. I got another child on the way, or whatever it may be. I got to work. You feel me? My mother's young. She gonna help raise the child. My grandmother, whatever. I got to work. So people is they facing the music, yo. They going to work.
Absolutely.
I think we moving away from the lazier generation. Like everybody kind of wants to do something, even if it's out of the crib, independent business. Everybody wants to do something.
Where are you from? Black? You from the South too?
Nah, I'm in NYC.
Oh, okay. What borough are you in?
I'm uptown Manhattan, Harlem.
What's living expenses like out there?
Basic apartment, you looking at like 2,000, 1,800. It's cheap for basic
Yeah.
1 to 2 bedroom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people, like the older people, they live off the a lot of them is still in rent subsidized apartments, rent control. They still paying the $500, $400 rent. But if you're coming in, moving in, you're not getting that rate. You gotta pay first and last month rent, which is your security deposit. Yeah, they're not playing.
Yeah. Uh, First time I heard what what prices could be like out there, it was like, ouch. Shit.
Yes, sir.
I know I couldn't afford it. Not now, at least.
Hey,
Yeah, not
Black,
me.
I'm gonna tell you, my bad, Jen. I'm gonna tell you
No,
some
no, no.
crazy
Okay.
shit. All right, y'all know I'm in Columbia, South Carolina. When I bought an apartment, my townhouse, it was right by the lake. So I mean, you can pay a little pricier, but I got a steal on it. It was like $900 a month, right? 2 bedroom. I stayed there for 4 years. By the time I left, they was charging $1,600 for that same apartment, dog.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
I can, and that was 2, 3 years ago. So I can imagine what it is right now.
and
That's
that's
bad.
just and it just keeps going up. Like I
Yeah,
wouldn't want to imagine if somebody was like, "Here, let me show you all the rent you've ever paid for this apartment." I wouldn't even want to see it. That show would probably make me lose my mind. Cause all I'm doing is I'm paying for these niggas to keep this building in order. What do I have to show for it? I ain't got no ownership in this bitch. So it's time to get the fuck out.
Yeah, my brother just finished paying his 30-year mortgage. He made the whole 30 years. Fucking, he almost defaulted twice on that loan. He had to, he had to he had to default his loan to different lenders and shit during those times where he almost defaulted. He ended up with Bank of America by the by the last few years of his mortgage payment schedule. He paid the full 30 years, and because I used to pay his mortgage for him. When I used to pay my rent, I would just pay straight to his mortgage through Bank of America. Yeah, exactly. We would pay it over the phone and shit. But I was looking at his you know, his title work and shit when they finally sent him the title for the house for paying on it. This motherfucker, he got the house at the time. He got it in 1992. He got it in 92 for 65 grand. And the interest he paid on that, he bought the bank two more houses at the value of what he finished paying that house. The interest he paid on that house, he bought the bank two more houses. Pretty on a sick one. I was like, holy
Oh,
shit.
it's
That
armed
means
robbery, man.
it is. It's
But
crazy.
if you don't have the cash, you gotta go that way.
A lot of these niggas are definitely house rich and cash poor. I've been learning, you know,
Oh,
around. I mean, this
100%.
this whole area is like that. Not just Gary, but this whole county is like that. A lot of people are struggling right now. They got nice houses, but don't have a lot of money to go around to keep it, you know, keep the whole infrastructure up.
All you gotta do is look at them refinances, my brother.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm waiting. Like I said, waiting for this recession to get deep, really get deep in this recession. I'm waiting for that swoop. Once we swoop out of this recession, I'm jumping straight into refi. I'm on a 6.5 right now. My interest is 6.5% right now. So you know, we're gonna have to be paying a whole lot of extra payments right now just to keep from going upside down on this property. So until we refi. And even after we refi, I'm going to stay paying on this house at the pace that we are. Like my goal is to pay this house off in six to 8 years, and then keep it. I'm not going to sell this house. It's a brand new fucking house. We're just going to keep it for generational wealth and turn it into an Airbnb and move on.
Hell yeah. Shit, I can only imagine in NYC with an Airbnb going for. God damn.
I want to try to get that in as soon as possible because they don't really have too many Airbnbs in Gary, not especially like a house like this kind of properties they do have anywhere around here is usually the beachfront property where it's more expensive. So they could charge a lot more for their Airbnbs. But since all the infrastructure is building up out here, by the time I'm done paying on this house, if I could beat, you know, if I could beat the 6 years, I don't know that I will, but I'm trying to do it at 6 years on a minimum. At the pace that we're paying it right now, we're on course for 6.5 years to pay this crib out.
Yeah, that's dope, my brother. The house, the family house is the key to generational wealth.
Yeah, I'm I'm learning. I'm still a student to this fiscal responsibility shit. It seems like you can never learn enough.
Oh shit, we all learning, man. We students at life, my brother.
Yeah, it's challenging to keep up with the pace of it, but you know, got to carve out time for success, I guess. Probably not the first thing I want to do. I mean, I want to have sex and fucking eat ice cream and bullshit all day if I had it my way, but you know, I can't have it my way. So I try to
Nah, Usher told us that.
exactly. That's great. So what is anybody want to talk about what they're investing into or like what you know like what big projects they got going on? Anybody into Web3? Like anybody got some collectibles projects out there? Any NFT projects or anything of the like? You know what I mean? I'm interested in hearing what you know what big things y'all got on the horizon.
We about to get this business class cooking in a little bit with boy Detroit Chico. Get the LLCs rocking. We about to get it going. So, you know, feel free to stay in the building. I think we got a new room coming up at 9, so jump in there. We just gonna keep this shit flowing. Everybody in here got something going on, so yeah, we just building.
Is this 9 Eastern or 9 Central?
Yeah,
Yeah, 9
so that's
EST.
why that's why I was rocking with my boy Jen because he got a lot of good, interesting ideas that I think that'll work for the room. So you know, just hear him out. I don't know him from a can of paint, but he sounds like he talking good. So we'll rock with him.
Likewise, man. I appreciate y'all. But likewise, though.
Yeah, but as far as Web3, I'm in the Web3. I don't have any projects, but I'm definitely keeping an eye on, Web3 development. I'm actually trying to convince my daughter to go into Web3 design, but I don't have any projects. I do dabble in crypto, stocks. We talk some real estate over here. Right now, we're in the process of individually building our businesses, our LLCs, getting our credit profiles in order, making sure everything is lining up from a lender compliance standpoint. So that's kind of where we are.
That's dope. That's dope, Chico. Yeah, if anybody's looking to dabble into NFTs or whatever, I would strongly advise that when you do flesh out all the information about, Web threes and NFTs, and if you guys find yourself in a position where you're looking to mint your NFT, I would advise, if you really want some visibility in this shit, what I'm learning in the last year and a half, 2 years now is there's a huge void on projects out there that have physical attributes to the NFT. In other words, the NFTs that are like just strictly digital collectibles, whether it be an image or an image of a shoe or an image of a profile picture, these characters and these avatars and shit that you see real heavy in Web3 space. Those are doing well, but if you want to separate yourself, come up with NFTs that have physical attributes to it. Like if you're if you're dropping music as an NFT, like try to figure out creative ways to make a physical attribute redeemable in that NFT. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, I do AI work, right? Like I fuck with artificial intelligence. A lot of these apps these days will allow you to type a search, not a search term, but a phrase, a word, or something like that. You could type lightning tree into these AI art, type applications and software that's on the internet or through your phone. They got, onboard apps that'll do that for you, and then it'll spit out a picture for you based on what you type for it to make for you. Sometimes it creates shit that you're not expecting, and it might not always tie into the words you type into it, but it creates a one of one piece of artwork. Um, I had generated like about 100 different pieces of artwork based on different phrases I typed into it because some of the shit looked pretty fly, but that's one attribute. So you got this AI image that it spits out for you, but then I would take that a step further and put it into an app, a mobile app that I use called Motion Leap. And Motion Leap allows you to do pixel based animation, where you can kind of manipulate the pixels of the image to kind of make the pixels move as a cinemagraph where it kind of just animates on a loop. If you've ever seen cinemagraphs where like the picture looks still, but there's a certain element in it, it could be like a cup of coffee. It's a cup of coffee, but you see the steam is moving on that cup of coffee. Or, like a lady got an umbrella in her hand and the umbrella is kind of moving, but everything else on that image is still. Those are considered cinemagraphs. You could create cinemagraphs inside of Motion Leap and do pixel based animation to these images and then spit it out as a video file. So now your AI component has a subcomponent to it or attribute that is now a video file of it, and it's an animated attribute of that still image. So you got static image, moving image, And then the third attribute, you take it to the physical. You can go to a company like it's called Infinite Objects. If you're not familiar with Infinite Objects is the company that Beeple went to get all of his. If you're familiar with Beeple, when you buy his NFTs from him, you get a physical frame, like an acrylic glass frame with the NFT with the image that you bought from him. You get this physical frame that it's not swappable media. You can't take that image out and put something else in it. Infinite Objects bakes that in there. It doesn't allow file transfer or anything like that. The only image you'll ever have in that frame is the one that you get for purchasing and collecting the NFT from people. So I'm going about it the same route. I'm basically just copycatting his model for the physical, and I'm going to the exact same company that he went to for his physicals, and that'll help fill a void of everybody who don't offer physicals for their artwork. There's way more visibility for the few that do offer physical attributes. If you have multiple attributes, even better. But if one of those multiple attributes you have is a physical component of some sort, you know what I mean? If you create canvas artwork, you could digitize that canvas. You could either take a really, really good picture of it with no light glare on it, or you could, if you got somebody that knows how to scan big pieces of imagery and knows how to, take multiple scans of an image and seamlessly stitch those scans together to create one high res image, a digital version of that physical. There's a lot of people that do that, and they're making a good killing off of their NFTs. Even in this market where they said that NFTs are in the shitter, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. When people say that NFTs are in the shitter, it's that a lot of these rug pull projects that came and went, well, then they came and went. You know what I mean? So a lot of those projects that a lot of people got ghosted on and paid all this money on, and now they don't have the next codependent project that was supposed to help drive up the value of the previous project. Well, yeah, they all left, and now a lot of the community is more vetted, and they understand better how to flesh out NFT projects, so that they could kick those people and keep them out of the community. It's a really strong knit community. There's nothing like it out there because they're so willing to support your shit, and there's a lot of people that just want to collect. They don't want to mount an NFT project of their own or nothing. They're just in web3 space, either just observing or they're actively collecting all types of shit. You'd be surprised the amount of collectors out there that are willing to support your shit, and then you could really easily mount like a really strong community really fast. If you're consistent, you can build up a few hundred following within weeks that are like really, really supportive of your shit. You know what I mean? Clubhouse is like that too. You find a lot of Web3 cats in Clubhouse, that are really supportive over, the Web3 community in itself. You know what I mean? They kind of, I don't know what it is. It's like they kind of treat Web3 way different in terms of support.
Hey, we got a new room started, bro.
How do we get to it?
You don't sit in the hallway. Well, look, I'm gonna follow you. You follow me. Then I'll just ping you to it. Oh, we already followed each
Yeah,
other.
we
I'll just ping you
following
to
each
it.
other.
All right.
I'm gonna move in there now.